impossible to use the strongest possible virus protection. So I would ask this, how many of you have antivirus software on your computer? Every hand should go up for this one. It's cheap. You've got to have it on there. You've got to set up so that you have a regular scan that's at least once a week of the entire computer. You've got to get it updated. You know, you've got to protect yourself. There's one message from this presentation, it's that. But here's a lesson as a shopper. Go to a site that sells discounted software. So there's one, it used to be called buy.com, it's now Rakuten, R-A-K-U-T-E-N. So it sells versions of the antivirus software that if you went to McAfee or you went to Norton, you pay full list price. When you go there, it's discounted. And there are a few of them. But please, please, please get the antivirus stuff, put it on there, and make sure it's updated. Know which platforms are secure and which aren't. Downloads, they often plant cookies and can be traced back. Be careful with illegal downloads, they can leave viruses. So when we do downloads, there are cookies that are coming down. When we do illegal downloads of things like music, the music industry in self-defense has gone out and created viruses that it's planted on the pirated sites for us to download. So be careful with that. Wi-Fi. How many of you use Wi-Fi? You go to Starbucks or you go to Panera, you go somewhere. You use the public Wi-Fi, right? You just type in, or you go to a hotel, you go to somewhere, and you're going in as guest access, right? You know what I'm talking about? Guest access. Is that secure? No, you're a guest. Everybody who's on that system can see you. So be very careful what you're doing there. And if you're on a Wi-Fi that is an open system, which it is, if you're in a Hofstra and you are using the Hofstra system online, is that secure? Yeah, it's very secure. It is very secure. It's the Wi-Fi that's the open access. It's the Starbucks, it's the Panera, all right? Even the Optimum one is relatively secure as long as you have a good password in there. Don't have Joel Evans and then think that that's going to be a password that people aren't going to hack into. So a wireless network in the home or work is pretty secure. It's close to as secure as something that's hardwired. It just depends upon what your encryption is. And I don't want to get too far into it, but you've got this stuff called WPA or whatever. But if you get a good router, there is built-in encryption. So get a good router, don't get a $10 router. Email. How many of you check all your email through a browser? How many of you use something like Outlook or something else to look at your email? How many of you allow your email to stay on a central server versus having it only be downloaded so that it's retained on your computer? Anybody know what I'm talking about? So when I'm at home, I have Outlook. And what I have set up is that when I download it, and after 2 days, all of that stuff disappears from the server, which would be Verizon in my case, because I have Verizon, because I want to host it locally. So never mind on that. Be really careful with email attachments. Wow, that is one of the biggest causes of viruses. Even if it's from somebody that you know, there are people that are sending stuff under their name. Be careful with that. Anybody know the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Yes?
One's secure, and one isn't.
Okay, so which one is?
The S one.
Okay, so do not ever give personal information on HTTP. And it is mind-boggling how many companies will still ask you for your name, address, and phone number with an HTTP, which is not secure. And HTTPS is a secure, encrypted site. And the internet is this open system versus the intranet, which is within a company. And would any of you ever use public PCs? You go to the library? Something. How about the library over here? You ever used the PC at the library over here? You go on the internet there? Do you clean out the temp files when you go? Do you just log off and leave it? If you're using a public system, you should always clean it up. You should always go to Tools and delete out the temp files, because that leaves traces of you. And I know some of this stuff sounds confusing, but it's to your benefit. And cloud computing, what's this stuff? What's the cloud computing? Yes.
So basically, anything you do is stored on a central server somewhere, and basically you can access your whatever you did, whatever you saved on the cloud from anywhere.
Right. So one of the reasons why Amazon is willing to lose money on every Kindle Fire that it sells is because there's no storage on the Kindle Fire. It's all in the cloud, so they get to track every single thing that we do. So I know that we're moving towards cloud computing. This scares me probably more than anything, because if they can hack into the Fed, they're going to hack into whatever the cloud is. So just be, aware. Credit cards are usually fine. Be sure you use encrypted sites. Don't ever give your credit card information on an HTTP. Be careful about leaving credit card information online. How many of you are at Amazon and have your password at Amazon? Leave your password. Is that okay? I said leave your password, and how about your credit card information? You leave your credit card information so that it's stored there, you don't have to enter it each time? Amazon's pretty good, but how about the ones you don't know about? Be careful. Guard the security code on your card. That's that 4 or 6-digit number that they sometimes ask you for. And consider an online wallet. That's something like PayPal or what American Express offers, where you can enter all of your credit cards into one thing and it's kind of hidden ones.